right, we want to look at first graphing x less than 3, less than. Notice that looks more like an L. Put it on pen here, that might help us. That looks like an L. See? That, like an L for less than. So it says x is less than. We know the alligator eats the bigger number. So the alligator's eating the 3. That means everybody, all values of x are smaller than 3. So how do we graph that on a number line? So let's say we have a number line, and all that matters is here's 3. Now, notice it says the number's less than 3. Does it include 3? Is 3 less than 3? No. But 2.99999 is less than 3, isn't it? $2.99 is less than 3. So it's right after, just right after this, that are points that work. Like right here where 2 is, he works. 2 is less than 3. 1 works. He's less than 3. 1.5, $1.75, $2.25. All these points work. So everybody here works. How do I tell it to get right up to 3 but don't include it? Get right up to it. You can almost touch it, but you can't. It's like putting an electric fence. So we put a little electric fence around it, a circle, an open circle is what we say. That open circle means you get right up to it, but you're not including 3 in the solution. You're at 2.9999, but you're not quite at 3. And notice that all the numbers, and we shade this way because it continues into the negatives. Those are all the numbers that are less than 3. 1, 2, 0, negative 50, negative 38. Those numbers are less than 3. That's the graph of x less than 3. Let's say we have this. Now this says x is greater than or equal to negative 1 or equal to negative 1. So it includes negative 1 as a solution. So here's our number line. Let's pretend here's 0, here's negative 1, here's positive 1, 2, negative 2. It includes negative 1 as a solution. So he's part of the solution. But it says all x is greater than. See how it's eating, the alligator is eating the numbers. So what numbers are bigger than negative 1? Is 5 bigger than negative 1? Yeah. Is 3? Yeah. Is 1? Yeah. So basically, if it's greater than, it's all these guys this direction that are bigger than that negative 1. And then we darken the arrow to say continue. Okay? I know we did this in elementary school, but we need to refresh our memory. We need to remember that if it says or equal to, it's a closed circle. If it doesn't have an or equal to, we do an open circle, what I call the electric fence. All right. So that's some graphing. Now, let's take a look at solving some inequalities. This is just like solving for a variable, but instead of an equal sign, it has a greater than symbol. So there's going to be a lot of solutions here. Like I can see if I plug in the number 100, 4 times 100 plus 5 will be greater than 2 times 100 minus 11. But so would 99 would work. A bunch of things would work. Well, let's solve this. Solve it the exact same way. Let's get all our variables on one side, our numbers on the other. So we subtract 2n from both sides. I get 2n plus 5 greater than negative 11. I now subtract 5 from both sides. Come on, machine. It's giving us an error. It's not working. Let's pause. Sometimes there it goes. Crazy thing. That goes away. So we get 2n greater than negative 16. Divide by 2, divide by 2. All n's greater than negative 8. So if you had a number line, here's negative 8. It does not include it, so it's open circle, and it's all n's bigger than negative 8. Well, those are the numbers to the right. And continuing. So as long as your value is bigger than negative 8, like negative 7, if I plug negative 7 in here and here, it'll be a true equation. Let's look at the next one. Well, this looks straightforward. All your variables are to the left, your numbers are right, so just divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. X's, that's negative 10. Now here's the deal. If you divide both sides or multiply both sides by a negative, if you remember, your inequality flips. It flips. Only if you're dividing both sides by a negative. You have to be dividing by a negative. Okay, if that 20 had been negative and had been divided by a positive 2, it wouldn't have flipped. It only flips if you divide by negative. And in this case, we divided by a negative. So our symbol flipped. Now, instead of explaining it to you, I'm going to want you to go and look at my video explanation of why. Because you're bound to be curious. And I want you to do some things on your own. Go look. I have the video right there in the homework section. It says, why does an inequality flip? Go take a look at it. I beg you. You guys have a great day.